After being delayed multiple times, Mighty No. 9 is finally out, and I have never felt so conflicted with a game in my life. With the large amount of reviews that came out, the consensus was that this game was just a huge piece of shit. But since I backed this game, I'm so sorry. I felt a little obligated to at least try it and hope with all of my might that it wasn't as terrible as everyone was claiming it to be. And even after beating the game, I'm still a little conflicted on how I feel about it. But anyway, here are at least my first impressions. Ah! Why? Oh my god! What is this animation? Who designed you? Why? Ah! Ah! Okay. Now that I got that out of the way. Why? Sorry. Okay, so first and probably the most obvious issue with this game is that this game looks like dog shit. And yeah, I'll be the first to say that graphics don't make a game. There have been multiple games with lower graphics that turned out to be amazing games, but $3.8 million. And I know, not all the money they got from Kickstarter went directly to the game, but there are games like Shantae and Shovel Knight that made substantially less money and look infinitely better. Not to mention that everything about the levels just feels really empty. Maybe it has something to do with Beck being so small on the screen at all times, but the backgrounds and environments really feel empty. Everything just feels devoid of anything, making everything look so bleak and uninteresting. I mean, even the background textures barely look like anything. Like, is this an ocean? I guess. So okay, graphics suck, but graphics do not make a game. So how does the game play? Is it at least fun? And that's kind of where I run into some problems. The gameplay by itself isn't absolutely terrible. You still shoot lemons, jump, dash. The difference being that after you damage your enemy enough, you can dash through them to kill them, and then that gives you a little stat boost. And honestly, this aspect of the game is pretty fun, giving the game a nice flow of momentum to combat, making this game what I would consider a speedrunner's wet dream. But at the same time, the game just feels too repetitive. The challenges you face in the levels don't really offer a wide enough variety to actually make each level feel different. It's all the same, shoot, dash, repeat. They try to change up the levels a bit, but just in the same typical bland formula to add diversity to gameplay. You know, the basics. Ice level, windy level, conveyor belts, you know, that kind of basic nonsense. At this point, I have to take a step back and address what it is about this game that really makes me feel conflicted. And that's when I compare the games to the Mega Man series. So we all know that this game was supposed to be like the spiritual successor to Mega Man. So it was hard for me not to compare these games together despite the fact that they are two completely different series. But when I think about classic Mega Man games or Mega Man X, I think to myself, what did those games do differently that Mighty No. 9 didn't do? Or what makes it a lesser game? And I really can't put my finger on it. In both games, you jump and shoot, kill mini-bosses, fight robot masters. So where's the difference? The worlds in the other games didn't really make me feel like I was anywhere, probably the limitations of the consoles at the time. And I find it extremely difficult to find something in the classic Mega Man titles that makes me love those games infinitely more than I ever did playing Mighty No. 9. It might just be nostalgia glasses, but it definitely feels like Mighty No. 9 is missing something. But there are a few things that Mighty No. 9 does that I think is actually really cool and unique. More specifically, how your progression through the game is affected. So the robot masters you fight are the other mighty numbers that are going haywire. Once you stop them and fix them through data drain, you not only get their weapons, but you get them to help you out, giving you a hint on whose weapon to use against the next boss, but they also show up in the level to help you out and deal with small issues that you would have to deal with on your own. This is kind of a neat idea since you actually feel like your decisions and how you progress actually affects the rest of the game. It's kind of neat, despite the fact that the other mighties have rather annoying personalities.
I've known can openers that hit harder.
I appreciate the zeal, Bat, but could you take the crazy down a notch?
Speaking of which, can I just say that the voice acting in this game is atrocious? Which blows my fucking mind because the voice talent they have is insane. Yuri Lowenthal, Matthew Mercer, Dave Wittenberg, motherfucking Steve Blum. You have these great fucking voice actors and they all sounded like they phoned in their performances. With the exception of Steve Blum, but he basically got to play Spike again.
Couldn't get a beat on Avi, kid. Have to leave him up to you.
But really, when I think about this game more and more, the more I realize that this game is just boring. Every boss fight is basically the same, just shoot and run to the other side of the enemy, dash through them when you get the chance to. All the levels are bland and empty with not enough variety in the actual gameplay to make the levels feel any different, with the exception of maybe Counter Shade's levels, which is just a big circle and you're actually looking for him throughout the level. The music is fucking terrible, despite the fact that it's supposed to be a Mega Man successor, who is known for having some of the most memorable video game music of all time. The story is stupid, the world is bland, the characters are cringeworthy, gameplay is repetitive, and it looks like shit. Every aspect of this game is just so bland and mediocre. And this is more of a personal issue, but in Avi's level, there's a part where you jump on top of an airship to fight the mini-boss, and the top of the ship looks suspiciously like the Flutter from Mega Man Legends. And this shit is unforgivable! Do not bring down one of my favorite Mega Man game with this abomination! Not cool, Inafune! So is Lesser Number 9 a bad game? Well, not really. But is it a good game? Hell no! It lacks in every department, and it's really quite a shame because Mega Man fans were starving for a new title. We wanted to feel the joy of popping in one of our favorite Mega Man games. And the feeling of disappointment is overwhelming with this title. If you like this game, that's fine. There are aspects of this game that I think are really cool and fun. But the overall product is just extremely disappointing. Well, at least there's still Shantae, Yooka-Laylee, Indivisible, Bloodstained, and System Shock to look forward to. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you wouldn't mind liking and subscribing, sharing this video, that really does help me out. If you're interested in more quick little reviews, I got some links here. And don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, and I will see you guys next time.